Today's video brought to you by the middle of a donut. Sugar-free and no carbs. All right, YouTube. So we got a 1 beeper. Usually it's a 3 beep. 1 beeper. We'll take the cover off. Let's take a look. 1 beep special. Okay, I've taken the machine apart so I can get to some parts of it. A 1 beep means the thermistor reached 127 degrees, like it got too hot. It does feel hot up here. Weird. Let's go ahead and reset it. So we're gonna go ice. We're gonna go on. We're gonna go alarm reset right here. And we're gonna start a cycle. And it is a trip how they put this panel in now. Right there. Screw here, screw here. And then your side panel comes back on. I'm gonna leave these off. I'll put the cover on for the condenser. Yeah, the water entering's not hot. I gotta see if this thing's stuck itself in defrost. Like maybe it didn't come out of harvest. All right, I got to reset. I'm gonna watch it make ice. It's making ice. And I'm gonna watch it make a couple cycles. See if I can find out what happened here. My brain's telling me it probably stuck in defrost too long for some reason or another. I'd like to find out why. All right, so I'm making this will be the first batch it's making after I reset the alarm. So 1 beep, the book usually tells you that the thermistor that brings you out of defrost, what brings you out of a harvest is the sump fills, the float switch makes, and we're going through a harvest. The thermistor will see 40 degrees, and it'll kick it back into a free cycle. So the 1 beep saying that thermistor saw 127 degrees Fahrenheit. And the book tells you to look for, did hot water enter the machine? Is real common. Maybe you got some hot water flowing into the machine. Maybe you got no water coming into the machine because that helps cool the evaporator while it's in harvest. So you just have hot gas bypassing with no cooling over it. As it's refilling with water, thermistor might see it. And then of course the obvious is if the hot gas valve is stuck open, you would the thermistor would see that and it shuts it down to protect the compressor. So right now the hot gas valve is not being stuck open. I don't have hot water going into the machine, but I could have a faulty thermistor, and I could see where maybe the float switch is goofy. But those are some things to look for. I'm gonna check this first batch and then watch it closely, and then I'll watch a second batch. That's usually how I like to go through these. These are tough ones. When you just hit the reset, everything starts working. You're kind of stuck there holding your crank, and that's where you're at sometimes. I was running some checks on my thermistor for the ohms reading. I'll put a chart up for the thermistor ohm readings on there. And I was watching that. Right, we are in harvest. This is my first batch after reset. The thermistor seems to be within specs on the ohm reading. Yeah, look at that. That was a good dump. Oh, check that. That's some serious defrosting right there. when it's done here, it should flow right back into the should flow right back into ice mode. Look at that, just Hoshizaki, baby. So the defrost timer should kick out. Should see the resistance on the thermistor and kick back into freeze mode. Let's see. Still hanging in there. Now I'm wondering if that float switch is hung up. Haven't checked that yet. I need to check the float next. See, that should be coming out. That should be coming out of harvest and going back into the freeze cycle here. Reading this temperature up in here. I got my probe in there. Yep, it's staying in defrost a little bit long. All right, no sooner than I say that, it switches right back into the freeze. It's going to run the pump. We're still in harvest. And I think they run the pump with it in harvest just to clear off the evaporator because they're having so many ice ups. And then boom, you hear that click? That's my hot gas solenoid. I can feel this line right here go cold immediately. So my hot gas valve's not sticking. So I'm wondering if the water got shut off to this thing and it caused a 1B, but I'm gonna watch one more cycle and see what happens. That looked pretty decent. Let's see what the ice looks like. If you see what the ice looks like, tells the story too. Okay, so I went over some information on the dip switches settings. You can get all that information off the QR code reader. On your label, we'll put the tech spec book right on your phone here. And those are the pictures I saw. So a lot of times we'll set 1 and 2 on, 3 and 4 on, 5 and 6 on, because we've had iced up evaporators and we're trying to keep the harvest cycle the longest. We're trying to flush it out to keep the machine as clean as possible with minerals build up. And they come factory set to use the least amount of water, to be conscious of water savings. And sometimes you have to change your dip switch settings accordingly. But I'm almost on batch number 2. We'll see what it looks like, see if we can catch anything happening on batch number 2. Analyze the cube. Looks absolutely perfect. Look at that. That's a good looking ice cube it made after we reset it. See that? So these are the ones when you have to really communicate with the customer that you came out, you reset it, you're doing your due diligence, checking everything. I mean, you can't stay here all day and hope you catch something, but we know it through a code 1. We can't find out why. Checked our thermistor, checked our float. We're watching our production, 2 cycles. It takes a long time to check 2 cycles. And everything seems to be working properly. Check my dip switch settings. I'm happy with them. And we'll watch it harvest another cycle and then go into one more freeze cycle and see if we can catch anything. Here's our dip switch settings for our S4 dip switches 1 through 10. Here's our S5 dip switch settings and what those are. Switch 1 and 2 are your harvest time switches. Here's the chart that goes with those two switches. 3 and 4 are the pump out time, harvest time pump out switches. Here's the chart for those. Switch 5 is pump out frequency, and switch 6 is your harvest assist time. Dip switch 7 is your harvest assist for the water pump, and switch number 8 stays in factory default setting. Dip switches 9 and 10 are your freeze timer, and the combinations here determine the maximum length of freeze time. Ooh, I just heard the ice maker going in the harvest. Second batch. Wow, that was kicking ass, dude. Take a step back and we'll watch it drop. This is batch number 2. Happy with the freeze cycle. See how the harvest cycle goes. And like I said earlier, I'm just going to be stuck here holding my crank on this one. Now you know why the ice cube guides would always break. They've thickened them up. This is a newer style. And now you know why the ice cube guides break. The original Hoshizaki's ice cube guides were made out of stainless steel. Way back in the day when I was a peewee. Oh yeah. All right. Defrosting, we're filling. And we're back into the freeze cycle. There we go. Oh yeah. We are back making ice again. So yeah. That's where I'm at on this one. Hit the like button. Subscribe's down here in the corner. Hit that subscribe, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm, helps a brother out a ton. And we'll carry on to the next call. I think I got a no heat call this afternoon at a residence, so I'll bring you guys along for a no heat also. There it is. The duct is off. You boys gotta crawl over there. Yeah. Let's see. We're enjoying the party. Oh, some critters got on there. What's this bullshit?